Hello and welcome to another segment of Open House here at Community Media. I'll be your host here. I'm Raymond Galker, and this is a show where we bring amazing organizations and people into our studio that are doing fantastic things for our community, making it a great place to live. And I am honored to have a major league conductor in this house today. The only word I could say is excellence. When people speak about him that has worked with Larry Kuntz, I might as well say who he is, Larry Kuntz. They all say excellence, excellence. So we have Larry Kuntz, who is the maestro for the Hanover Symphony Orchestra with us today. Hi, Larry.
Hi, Ray. Great to be here.
Larry, you know, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to promote this amazing opportunity that you have in putting on a spring concert, which I guess you do every year. Mm-hmm. But this is going to be special. This is going to be a world premiere of a piece. You would call it a composition.
Composition, yeah.
That I guess the Hanover Symphonic Orchestra commissioned someone to do, and that person was Rossano Galanti.
Right.
Woo.
You got it right.
So, first of all, and this is going to be on April the 9th?
April 19th, Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock.
April 19th, Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock at the Eichelberger Performance Arts Center. Mm-hmm. So, well, tell us about this piece that's going to be premiered that evening.
Okay. We are in our 30th season of existence, and we've done a lot of things. We've played with a lot of great artists, and entering our 30th year, we were thinking as a board of directors, what is something we have not done as an organization? And one thing we haven't done is promote a new piece of music, actually hire a composer to write a brand new piece of music for not only us to enjoy the world premiere of, but for orchestras all over the country to enjoy once that it comes into existence.
So this piece is here, and it is called the Hanover Landscape.
Hanover Landscapes, yeah.
And it is only 20-some pages long?
26 pages long.
26 pages long. And this is interesting when you look at the sheet, how you have it especially noted for which
each and every instrument, starting with the woodwinds, and then the brass, and then the percussion at the bottom is the string section.
Cool. So this is going to be exciting. How'd you come up with the name Hanover Landscape?
Well, Rossano actually named it. We kind of had an arm wrestling match over it. I wanted to call it Snacktown Rhapsody, but Rossano has to come up with a name that would connect with everyone across the country, because it will be published and available for other orchestras to buy after we premiere it. So he liked the name Hanover Landscapes, and the publisher also kind of sided with Rossano. So I'm very happy with it. Maybe our next piece will be called Snacktown Rhapsody.
I think that it should be a jazz piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you met with Rossano.
Yeah.
Rossano. There you go. And you sat down and you started to talk about composing a piece for you. What was that like? I mean,
Well, he asked me, what elements are you looking for? What is the mood you're trying to achieve? How long do you want it? Because the longer the piece, the more money he charges. Hanover Landscapes is going to be between 6 and 7 minutes long. I requested that it be in a major key, because when you think about everything Hanover and the Hanover Adams area has to offer, you think happy thoughts, the snacks and all the tourist attractions. So I wanted it to be in a major key rather than a minor key. And he asked me, what specific elements are you looking for? And I imagined an introduction that was just big and bombastic, bold, lots of brass, lots of percussion. So he took notes about that. And then when we introduced the main theme, I wanted it to be a tonal rather than atonal. Tonal music is music that has a melody you can hum, like the songs you hear on the radio. Atonal, I guess the best way to describe it in non-musical terms would be weird. You can't really hum it. It's like all over the place.
Okay.
So I want it to be tonal, something people could relate to. And I wanted to have just a beautiful, beautiful melody in the main theme, just to signify the beauty of this area. And he took those notes and he ran with it, and he's come up with a great 6 to 7 minute long piece of music.
so on April the 20th, we're going to have a lot of people
The
walk.
19th.
April the 19th.
Yeah.
April 19th. We're going to get this straight. I said 3 different dates so
Okay.
far, and I don't want to confuse anybody. So, but I said the 20th for a reason.
Okay.
Because on the 19th, this is performed. Then on the 20th, everybody's going to be walking around Hanover humming
We hope
the
so.
piece, right?
Yeah, we hope so.
Cool. So this is great. So you're going to have like a bold opening. And then from that opening, does it go to the tonal part of it, or does it go to the melody?
The melody is the tonal part of it. It'll
Okay.
go right into the melody, and
Okay.
the melody keeps coming back, featuring different instruments. Rossano is a master orchestrator, and what that is he knows how to take all the different sounds of the instruments and make them sound as interesting as possible, either with each other or answering each other.
Okay. I do not know a lot about music. I know I love it. I love music.
That's what's most important.
Yeah, I love music. I love especially Christian music. But I did at one time pick up the violin and tried to make something that didn't sound that bad. So I have an appreciation for people who enjoy playing instruments, and I have the greatest appreciation for those people who have taken the time to get to the point where they're able to do it well, as yourself. So I'm gonna talk about you a little bit, if I may, and then I definitely want to come back to this. You were born in Harrisburg. Can you give us an idea of your life journey?
Well, I was just a normal kid, blue-collar parents. And until about 8th grade, I never showed anyone that I had any musical talent other than to always be on my parents' Lowry Teeny Genie organ that they used to sell at the mall.
Okay.
That was my big hobby. But I was playing trumpet in the school band, and my band director took me aside one day and says, I think you got a lot of potential, and you would really improve if you had some private lessons. And my band director just happened to play the instrument I played in band, which was the trumpet. And so I thought, wow, this is cool. I'd get to spend an extra 30 minutes one-on-one with like the coolest teacher in the school.
There you go.
So, and his name is Dave Rohr, and he went on to have a great career at Carlisle High School, built a huge band. Great band. They always played in the Macy's Day Parade, the Rose Bowl Parade, all over the country, winning championships. So I had a really good background from him. And I got to 12th grade in high school, and I thought, well, what am I going to do with my life? Well, I enjoy playing trumpet the most. I'll major in music, and I'll be just like Mr. Rohr. And I just wanted to share the art of music with kids and have kids enjoy it as much as I did when I was a student of Dave Rohr's. And so I went on to Mansfield University, got my bachelor's in music education, and I taught in the schools of Corning, New York, where I did my student teaching. They actually offered me a job when my student teaching was over, and I accepted it because great people up there and great kids. But then I had the opportunity in 1992 to move a lot closer to home in Hanover. And so I taught in the Hanover Public School District, directing their orchestras for 10 years. And then the opportunity came to move up to a bigger school, a Southwestern school district. So in 2002, I started teaching there until I retired from the schools in 2023.
And that's how many years were you in the public school system?
35 years in the public schools and 1 year in a private school in Harrisburg when I first got out of school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your band teacher really guided your choices for life.
Yeah.
So community media, we've been asking the question, what makes a great community? And what we are finding out and working on is that it's one where people are connected. People are meant to be connected. And the best way to be connected is by finding what the passion of your heart is. What gives you joy? What do you find yourself spending your time with? And is it positive, I must say. And then find other people like yourself and surround yourself with them, either volunteering or, like yourselves. You have people that are in the orchestra. And through the interaction within that group, you find your potential, but you help others find their potential. So you've done that all your life.
Well, in our mission statement, one of the goals of the orchestra is to share the joyous bond of music with the whole community. There's a lot of things that go into a great community. First of all, probably most importantly, is making sure everybody has the basic human services they need, food and health care. And of course, we have the sports that unite us. And sometimes the arts is a little bit overlooked. Human beings need the arts, especially music, for their soul. So we have a mind, we have a body, and we have a soul. So the orchestra takes care of the soul of the community. And one thing that makes us unique, apart from other orchestras, is when other orchestras have an opening, they advertise in all the musician magazines, and they'll hold auditions and just pick a player no matter where they live. Some orchestras in this area have people that come in from like Washington, D.C. or New York City just to play with that orchestra, and then they leave town right away as soon as the concert's over. We, on the other hand, have focused on this area. We want local musicians who live here, who care about the area, and I think that makes our bond with our audience tighter than it otherwise would be.
That's amazing, Larry. Larry Kuntz. Larry Kuntz is the maestro for the Hanover Symphony Orchestra.
Yeah, the title they gave me is music director.
Music director.
Yeah, the Hanover Symphony. Can I show the
Sure.
brochure? For 30 years now, we've been putting on seasonal concerts. And this is our latest brochure, which shows you every concert of our season. Sometimes we do a summer concert as well. We try to play in every season, but sometimes we give the musicians summer off just to recharge. But you can find these brochures at music stores, at a lot of community interest places, and it'll tell you what we have coming up this season, and also, just as importantly, how you can support the orchestra, because we couldn't exist without community support.
May I please?
Sure.
So, Mr. Kuntz, you're amazing.
Well, I have a lot of amazing musicians to work with.
You have a lot of people around you. And when I look at your background, it seemed the community has always been where you've given your heart. You know, you've given your heart to our youth as a teacher. You've given your heart performing. You've given your heart conducting and being part of a lot of local orchestras. But I didn't realize, and what really, when you said that you want this to be an organization that provides opportunities for local people have a love for music, rather than like, I'm not saying they're not the best. I mean, you're providing opportunities for them to grow. That is awesome. That is amazing. I'm so excited that you do that.
One of the things we get all the time from audience members who have heard us for the first time, because they read our mission statement in the program, is they said, "Now, don't get me wrong, but boy, that was a lot better than I thought it would be." We get that just about every concert. And also in our mission statement are what we call our 3 E's. The 3 E's of the Hanover Symphony Orchestra are, number one, entertainment. We want to entertain the community, give them a reason to want to get out of their house and mingle with other people on a Sunday afternoon or a Saturday night. The second E is encouragement, where we can encourage local community members who have musical training, musical talent, to actually use that talent for the good of the community. And then our third E, and probably we're most proud of right now, is education. We do some things with the kids. One of the segments of our spring concert is going to be called HSO Kids, where students from the local school districts get to sign up, and they get to actually walk on stage and perform one piece in the second half of the concert with the Hanover Symphony.
So this isn't going to be one individual. This is going to be a group of people that's selected? Or?
As long as they register, they're in. We don't turn anybody away as far as the HSO kids go. As long as their teacher allows them to register, we take them.
How many students do you, like last year, how many students did you have come on stage and be part of the orchestra?
Last year, 37 from 6 different school districts. We get a lot of students from Conewago Valley, New Oxford, and we get a lot of students from Southwestern School District and Spring Grove School Districts, and we get a few students from Hanover Public and the parochial schools. And last year we even had some students from Carroll County, Maryland, come up and join us. So we had 37 students performing with the 65 adults, which, if you've ever been to the Eichelberger Performing Arts Center, the stage is not that large. So we were crammed in there like sardines, but it was a good feeling having all those people making great music together.
So you have an event in November, the Keystone Brass Quintet.
Yeah, they were our guest artists for the fall concert.
Okay.
And we did some things by ourselves, they did some things by themselves, and then we did some things together, which was really awesome.
Okay. And this is coming up.
No, they already happened, the two in front of Rossano.
Okay.
We're a little over halfway through the season.
Okay. So after this, April 19th, you'll be coming up with a new...
We are tentatively scheduled to perform at the 4th of July celebration at Mao Field on the 4th of July. It's really tentative. I'm not sure the event's going to happen or not, but if it does, we're going to be playing for that. And then in July, we will plan our new season, and we'll have a fall concert, holiday concert, and spring concert next season, and possibly a summer concert. We also have a brass band that plays, I don't know if you've ever heard of the summer lawn concert series at the Hanover Area Historical Society building. I think it's don't quote me, Wareheim Myers Mansion?
Yep, going out
Baltimore Street. Yeah, we are always the featured entertainment, the HSO brass band, for the first Wednesday in July concert.
Now, you perform, you play the instrument there?
I play the trumpet with the brass band.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 15 brasses, 6 trumpets, 3 French horns, 3 trombones, 3 tuba, and then we also have a drum set. So we don't need a conductor for that one. That we just listen to the drummer for the beat.
Okay. Do you have anything for the youth other than the opportunity to come up and play on the stage? And when is that usually?
That's called HSO Kids, and it's at the spring concert on April 19th.
Okay, so you already had people sign up for that?
We're in their process. Yeah, the sign up
now?
doesn't end until the first Friday in March.
And they show up and they audition.
They don't have to audition. They just register on the computer, and we deliver the music to their school directors, and their school directors give them their music.
Okay.
And we have it well marked so they know how to follow along with it. And then they come in to the symphony's dress rehearsal the morning before the concert, Saturday the 18th. They will work with 4 adjudicators, not adjudicators because they're not getting judged, 4 clinicians.
Okay.
That will work with just the kids for an hour before the adults get there. And so after an hour of thorough training by the clinicians, the kids are ready to step on stage with the adults, and then we run through each piece the kids are going to play with the adults. And then the kids go home, then they come back the next day and play in the concert.
Wow, what a great opportunity. So if this is for what age?
We like to say that the kids are at least in book 2 of their lesson book at school. So it's usually around 6 through 12, grade 6 through 12. We sometimes get some really advanced 5th graders.
Wow, that young. Mm-hmm. This is a great opportunity for anyone who has a love of music that's going to middle school and high school. And they might want to talk to their music teacher first?
Yes. Yeah, the music teachers already received an email from us promoting this and asking them to share the information with their students.
And if parents want, or the child itself wants to find out more, where can they go?
Our website, www.Hanover Symphony Orchestra, all one word, no spaces and no capitals, .org. www.hanoversymphonyorchestra.org.
Is there any other opportunity like that for young individuals who love music in this area?
Well, last year, we started a summer camp for string players through the Eichelberger Performing Arts Center. And it was the 3rd week in July. And it went so well, we're going to try a band camp for the woodwind and brass players. So we're going to run a band camp in the last week, the last Monday in June. I think it's June 29th to July 3rd. We're going to have a band camp at the Ike. And then the week of July 20th, we're going to have a string camp at the Ike.
At the Ike?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that, Larry.
It's a great facility.
It is. It is. So you've said it. I'll probably live through it. You know, our youth has to find something that they could feel confident in, that gives them an identity. I am a musician. I am a football player. I am a painter. I am something that they could then let their talents blossom. And a lot of times talents don't, it needs a lot of nurturing. Needs a lot of nurturing. And it's so important for our youth to have that. And I'm taken back with the opportunities that the Hanover Symphony Orchestra, under your leadership, is providing. Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure. It really is a labor of love.
So how many youth do you think you have some type of influence on throughout a year?
The orchestra itself?
Yes.
We do have we have discounted student tickets at our concerts at the Eichelberger, and we do have a lot more children in the audience than your typical orchestra. So I would say between the camps, between HSO kids, between children attending the concert, it's upward of 150, 200 kids.
So the high school bands, the music departments, the opportunity that you provided, do you feel as if there's enough to nurture our youth in music?
I think that this may be a little controversial. I think that the music teachers that are involved are working their tails off and putting their whole heart into it and offering kids great opportunities. It's sometimes people who aren't musicians but are making decisions about how much time the kids should have with music, or how deep the instruction should be. I think sometimes music gets shortchanged in the big picture. I just wish we could find more time for kids to spend in music.
All arts.
Yeah.
All arts.
Sure.
I also consider anything that people do physically in sports or performance as an art. I mean, our community is better if our youth are nurtured and they're given the opportunity to gain confidence, find out what their talents may be, and then have mentors to support them. And I got hung up on everything that you're saying that HOS does for our youth. And then I just imagined what you're doing for our adults, people who love music, they love playing. I mean, what do you do if you love playing an instrument? I mean, you play it for yourself, but isn't there something that's special and unique when you're part of a team, a part of a group?
That's the ultimate experience when you're making music together and achieving something together. It's just like a sports team.
Anybody can join HOS, or is there a limit?
We have a certain limit of each instrument, and we've been very fortunate in that we haven't had too many people over the limit acquire. But at the same time, when we get under the limit, it seems like somebody is always there to just reaches out. One of my favorite stories to tell is in our oboe section. Our oboist, this would have been about 3 years ago, we had a concert that featured some pretty big oboe solos in it, and our oboist came down with COVID. And the weekend of the concert, and out of the blue, we have on our website, if you're a musician and want to play with us, please fill out this form and send it along. That weekend, out of the blue, a lady named Laura Walker Russell contacted us and said, "Are you in need of an oboe player?" And when our webmaster got the message, I said, "Give me her number. I'm going to call her right now." So, and I explained the situation to her, and she came in at 1 o'clock the day of the concert, went over all the music with me, learned it, and stepped right in and played. And then the nice thing is that our oboist that was sick got better, and we were able to keep both of them in the section. Yeah.
I can't imagine being able to sit down with sheet music or it's amazing. It's amazing to me anybody could sing a whole song and remember all the words and that, but this is fantastic. And to play together must be, I mean, you create a chance for people to unify themselves around a purpose. And in that, you build like a fraternity, a community, where you're helping each other sound the best you can, find your full potential.
That was our goal when we started the group in 1995, and that was our goal. It was to have a place where musicians could go and feel like they belong and make some great music together. And it has really met and oftentimes exceeded our expectations.
1995,
Yeah.
you were one of the leaders.
There was
about.
Yeah, we had an initial board of directors, and we had individuals who were in charge of different things, like recruiting the musicians, finding the monetary support, and my job was to actually step on the podium and make it all work. Everybody playing together. And it just exceeded our wildest imagination. So Hanover was very hungry for this thing.
Yes.
So and 30 years later, we're in great shape. The majority of our concerts sell out at the Eichelberger. Our last concert was a holiday concert, and our guest artists were the Westminster Ringers from Westminster, Maryland. They're super. And again, we did just like the Keystone Brass. 1/3 of the concert was us playing things by ourselves. 1/3 of the concert was the Westminster Ringers playing by themselves, and then the last 1/3 of the concert was us all playing together. And we had no idea until the day before at our dress rehearsal what is a 65-piece orchestra and a 7-octave handbell ensemble going to sound like together. It was the most glorious thing we've ever heard, and I think we'll have the Westminster Ringers back again because it was such a popular concert. It sold out, and what that did though is it made people look forward to this concert coming up, so ticket sales are really brisk. So my advice to anybody who would like to come hear this concert, I would order my tickets from the Eichelberger, www.theeich.org. I would order my tickets online as soon as possible because we're expecting another sold-out performance on April the 19th.
So you found the love of your life. Music.
Well, besides my wife.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I have to put a plug in there for my wife,
Yeah.
Debbie, who supports me and
she's a
everything I do.
musician too.
She is. She's a vocalist. She sings and plays the piano.
But your whole family, you play together as a family unit.
Yeah, we do. My son Scott was a cello major. He has a master's degree in cello performance from the University of Tennessee, and his undergrad degree is from Penn State in music teaching. He now does what I did in the Hanover area. He now does that at Palmyra area school district up around Hershey Park.
Okay.
And my twins are just now starting their careers, but neither one of them has decided to go in music, which is okay. But they still play. Trevor still plays his viola, and Olivia still plays her violin, and they're both members of the Hanover Symphony right now, playing along with their dad conducting.
I bet that is enjoyable.
Yeah.
But you also helped your church out too. Is that your congregation that you're part
Hanover,
of?
Yeah, Hanover Grace Church of Hanover, which I've been there since 2007. I'm director of music ministry, so I conduct the adult choir, supervise I also direct the teen choir, and then I supervise the kids choirs.
So is there a certain service that you all do this, or do you do it for every service that you have?
I'm responsible for all of the traditional services, which we have one at 7:45 every Sunday morning and another one at 11 o'clock in the morning. At 7:45, we feature special music, it's usually me because it's so early in the morning, it's hard to find a guest, but every once in a while I can get a member of my choir to volunteer to do a solo. Sometimes we bring in outside people. Sometimes symphony members will play or sing for that service. And then at 11 o'clock we have our chancel choir sing anthems, and it's a really nice choir.
Is the congregation open for people who might want to be part of it and be in the music part?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we are not the norm right now. Our music program is growing, whereas a lot of churches, for whatever reason, they're shrinking. But we have a very healthy choir. We have a very healthy kids program. And the church is located at 55 Albright Drive, which is right off of Blooming Grove Road. If you're at Claire's Restaurant and look across the street up in the woods and the hill, that's where Grace Church sits.
This is another great opportunity that you provide people, Mr. Kuntz, and especially if people who like to worship, people who are in touch with the spiritual side of themselves. And also, in their soul, they find that they like to play music or even sing. Am I right?
Right. Well, God provides the opportunity, and He puts people in the right places to make it happen.
So if you open your heart, you might be being pulled.
Absolutely.
To go to, it's Grace?
Grace Church of Hanover.
Grace Church of Hanover. And again, if they want to get in contact with that, they can go to the website for Grace.
www.mygracechurch, all one word, mygracechurch.org.
So it's been a pleasure to get to know you. And it's really inspiring because I know you've surrounded yourself with people like you. And as an educator and a musician, you offered a lot of people for 30 some years is the opportunity to grow and find, hopefully, their passion.
Well, I've always had great teachers. I've always had great support. So I'm just passing along to others what has been given to me.
And you are overly qualified for what you do for our area. And you were the director for HOS from 1995 when it started.
Right.
To 2011.
Right. At that point, my children were young, and I was heading out to orchestra practice one Sunday afternoon, and my little girl looked up at me and said, do you have to go, Daddy? And I thought, oh, that's a hard one. I don't really have to. So I took several years off just to raise my family and refresh my brain a little bit, because there is such a thing as burnout. I had to learn that the hard way. But by 2019, I felt 100% refreshed again, and the opportunity came along to come back to the orchestra. So my first day back to start my second tenure was April 1st, 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And we did a season of live stream concerts from Grace Church of Hanover. Their sound man at the church is incredible. He works at Fox 45 and makes sure that station stays on the air, and he does great work with our AV at the church. So he made sure the orchestra could do live stream concerts from the church to the community, and they're still on YouTube. If you go to the Hanover Symphony Orchestra page on YouTube, you can see all of the live stream concerts we did during COVID, and that plus the support of the community is what kept the orchestra alive during those years.
So you had twins.
Yes.
Was that when you left, or did you have that early in 1995-ish?
2002 they were born.
2002.
And yeah, by 2013 they were getting to be a handful. They were elementary age kiddos, and they just needed Dad around more.
Yeah. I can't imagine what it would be like having twins.
I told everybody at the time, it's twice the work, but twice the joy.
There you go.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
I would imagine that it's more than twice the work. I would think that, but anyhow, it's twice the joy for sure. And talking about joy, you've based your whole life, Larry, around bringing Mr. Kuntz, bringing joy to the souls and the hearts.
I've had a ton of help. It's not just me. It's we have a super organization, super musicians, super board members, super patrons. It's a community effort. I can't take all the credit.
As a leader, though, you're able to create an atmosphere of unity where people want to flourish in the group. They're united, and that doesn't always happen. And that's amazing because that allows people to keep their joy and grow it. So we've been blessed to have you here. I'm glad you didn't stay in Harrisburg or up in Corning,
New York.
New York. But you did win a scholarship.
I did way back in the day. Yeah, it was a performance scholarship, and the first 5 place winners all won a monetary amount. It was really good for a college kid who's poor like me, and I was fortunate enough to come in first place in that. It was called the Kreuscher Performance Scholarship Contest, and I played the Artunian Trumpet Concerto, and the judges liked what I did, and they awarded me first prize.
And you had your master's. Were you a graduate assistant of some sort?
No, because the school I went to, we didn't have students that were that needy. I went to Vandercook College of Music in Chicago, Illinois, and they were very selective in who they took as students. And all the students there in the master's program had to demonstrate that they were already very good teachers. They didn't take on reclamation projects or anything like that. It was a very high-functioning school, and I got out of that school just feeling like I could teach any instrument ever invented and conduct any ensemble in the world. That was how good our training was.
Well, when you got out, then you played for a number of different orchestras, did you not?
Yeah, I did. I originally started in the Corning Philharmonic Orchestra in Corning, and then when we moved down to this area, I auditioned for the Hershey Symphony, and I played in that group the beginning of my career down here while I was teaching at Hanover Public. And I had the opportunity to move up to principal by the time my tenure there was finished. In 1995, I was at a crossroads. I had a decision to make. Did I want to stay there and lead the trumpet section, or did I want to try building this new thing in Hanover? And I had a lot of doubts my first 5 years, but I think 30 years, looking back 30 years now, I think I made the right decision to leave Hershey and start the Hanover Symphony here in Hanover Adams area.
We are grateful that you came here and didn't stay there in Hershey.
Thank you. That's
because you
very
created.
kind of you.
Well,
I had a lot of help. I really did have a lot of help.
Well, on that, and that's the other thing. This was an area that was thirsty for a leader like you, and if you weren't able to surround yourself with people that had the same heart as you, it would never have grown for how many years now?
30.
30.
Yeah.
Wow.
And one of the people that was really instrumental in helping build this was Sue Gross, who was the string teacher at Spring Grove Area School District. And she is still, 30 years later, our principal viola and our assistant conductor.
She has a family. What was the hardest thing for you when you got started?
Not listening to the naysayers. I had people say, now they'll never admit it now, but 30 years ago they were saying, who does he think he is? Hanover would never support an orchestra. I just had to blot all that out and just focus on the goal and wrap myself around people that weren't talking like that.
Did you have any shouting like that?
One or two. Yeah.
Well, thanks for overcoming that also. Is there a place that if someone any age wanted to be introduced to music, what would you suggest for a person to do?
In school, for sure, talk to the band director, talk to the orchestra director, the choir director, whoever, whatever if they're interested in a string instrument, talk to the orchestra director. Don't be scared to do that. If you want to play a brass, woodwind, percussion instrument, talk to your band director. If you love to sing or you want to play the piano, talk to your choir director. So I would definitely start at school. Menchie Music, they have 8 stores all over central Pennsylvania and northern Maryland. They offer lessons. I'm now a teacher. Since I've retired from the public schools, I'm a string and brass specialist at Menchie's Hanover store. I give lessons there to 24 students. I'm there 3 nights a week. And my wife teaches the voice and piano there, and she's there 4 nights a week. And the reason I'm not there 4 nights a week is because one of the nights I have to give to my church choir. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, I teach lessons at Menchie's. Wednesday night, I'm at the church directing the choir or helping out with special music or whatever needs done. Then our kids, on Sundays, our kids' choirs rehearse at 9:30 in the morning, and then that's in between the 2 services that I'm in charge of the music at. And then after church Sunday, I go downtown to the Lyric Band Hall. That's where the symphony rehearses, and the symphony rehearses on sometimes we rehearse on Sunday afternoons, sometimes we rehearse on Sunday evenings, but the Sunday's the biggest music day of the week for me, because I have the church groups and the symphony to work with.
The Lyric, still around?
They are. It's a community band, and they've been nice enough to open the doors for us and for the Lancers Drum and Bugle Corps and the Black Rose Twirlers Majorette unit. All of us rehearse there.
And that's located?
It's at 22 York Street. It's right next to the municipal parking lot, just behind the famous Hot Wiener.
Okay.
And that's pretty much where it's becoming known as Hanover's Community Music Center, because all the groups practice there now.
That is awesome, too.
And we thank the Lyric Band of Hanover for opening their doors to us. Before that, we practiced at Southwestern High School, and before that, Hanover High School.
Okay, well, thanks for coming in and sharing all the wonderful things that the Hanover Symphonic Orchestra is doing, and this awesome opportunity to have for Hanover to have their own composition?
Yes, yeah, our own piece of music written for us.
And we're anxious to have...
Rossano?
Yeah. It'd be nice to have a recording of this that we could put on community media at some point.
We do, for archive purposes, we do videotape our performances, so I can make sure you get a clip of it.
Okay. For us to use some of those videos, you're looking at a lot of copyright
we would just need Rossano's permission.
Right. But I mean, if we wanted to show some of your past videos there'd be some copyright issues on those?
We would have to investigate that, see if the music is public domain yet. A lot of it depends on how old the composer is, how long they've been dead.
Well, you know, I'm doing some of the work that we do usually off camera, on camera, but you know, whatever we can do to help your organization grow and support not only our youth, because you know, there's people out there that don't have the nurturing that we were lucky to have. So if a young person is getting started in music, can you remember what it was like when you were just getting started and the frustrations?
Yeah,
When did you like, oh, this is worth keeping at it?
I didn't want to practice when I was in 5th, 6th, or 7th grade, but I had a teacher light a spark in 8th grade, and I started practicing, and I thought, wow, this is cool. I want to see how great I can get at this. And so I would start challenging myself to play harder and harder music.
That's the same thing that happens in sports. The best coaches are the coaches that help set goals for their kids. They help. The goal setting is probably one of the greatest skills an individual can learn to grow. And that's what a lot of our youth get when they play sports or the arts and music or painting. You're always different after each one of your lessons.
Yes.
You're always different after each one of your practices. And if you're young and you're not quite sure what you're called to do, what your purpose is, what your talents are, reach out, try things, good things. Try to find a mentor. Is there anything you'd like to say to everybody before you leave?
Maybe just what to expect on April 19th if they buy a ticket.
Good.
Okay, so our spring concert, the first half, we always have an intermission. The first half is going to be like a typical symphony concert where we're going to play a short overture, symphonic dance, a waltz, and a movement from a symphony. And the intermission should get there maybe 35, 40 minutes into the program. And then the second half is where it becomes special. The entire second half features the music of Rossano Galanti, our guest composer from Hollywood. He has written music for several movies, including The Little Mermaid Part 2, Alvin and the Chipmunks Christmas Special, and Transformers 3. And then beyond that, he's a Hollywood orchestrator, where he will take the music of another composer like Hans Zimmer or John Williams and take the music that they have written for piano only, and Rossano will decide what instrument gets which melody in the score. So he really makes the film score come to life. So the whole second half of our concert is all his music. It will start with me conducting the first two pieces with HSO Kids. And then after we've performed his first two pieces, I'm going to introduce him to the audience, and then he is going to conduct the rest of the concert, and the concert will end with the world premiere of Hanover Landscapes, written especially for the Hanover Symphony Orchestra in commemoration of our 30th anniversary. It's going to be a really special concert. You can get your tickets at www.theike.org. And as I said before, I would do that sooner rather than later. We are expecting another sellout.
Very good, very good. Anything else that you might want to say that I didn't bring up?
Just two things real quick. Our website is up to date constantly. We're always updating it. www.hanoversymphonyorchestra.org. We also have a Facebook page. And I would like to say the number one, maybe, it's not a frustration, but the number one thing that we haven't been as pleased with is getting our word out into the community. So I would like to thank Ray for having me, because this is one of the terrific ways that we can get out and let the community know we exist and let the community know about all the great things we try to do for the community. So thank you, Ray.
Not a problem. The team here, Mark Worley and Sean Garrett, we live for the opportunity to bring the spotlight on individuals like yourself. And I'm just so thrilled of how much you're doing for our youth. And you've been doing it all your life. Thank you so much for having the heart for our youth.
It's my pleasure. It's a labor of love.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how much of a labor it is for you. I think it's a lot of joy in that. That's a lot of joy in there, Mr. Kuntz. So, hey, I hope you enjoyed this segment with Larry Kuntz, who's the director of music at the Hanover Symphony Orchestra. Many programs that's offered, and you had the information if you'd like to get involved. Can definitely, if you have a heart for youth, if you have the heart for music, not only can you participate, but it costs money. So if you would like to donate, please get on their website, and there's ways to do that. And hopefully, if you're lucky, one of the lucky ones that gets into the website and buys a ticket for April the 19th, you're looking for an exciting evening. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of buzz in that evening. So until we have another person that we can bring into the community, into our studio from the community that's doing great things, be happy and remember, you are the best.